Hi friends, welcome to SNCA Study Club, a platform for CA final students. Hello my dears, we are moving towards 13th question. You have been appointed to investigate a suspected embezzlement of cash receipt in a departmental store. What are the steps taken in this regard? So this is the question. Right friends, we are moving towards the answer. So here what is happening actually? Why investigating accountant is appointed? For the purpose of verifying or examine what cash embezzlement in department store to determine whether cash embezzlement has occurred or not, or determining whether there is exist any situations that is providing indication with respect of what cash embezzlement. We have already discussed the investigating accountant responsibility with respect of cash embezzlement. Did you remember that? I have given certain cases, that is investigating accountant should verify or examine whether the following cases are existing or not. If it is existing, it can be concluded that what cash embezzlement has taken place. Recording good debt as bad debt, cash sale as credit sale, suppressing of the credit note, withdrawing the amount which is not claimed by the suppliers, issuing receipt for the full amount and only what a part is showing in the books of accounts. Whether receipt has been issued for, sorry friends for the interruption, whether receipt has been issued for the full amount and only a part has been recorded in the books of accounts. So I have given what many examples, short debiting, right? Sorry, not short debit. Yeah, short debiting. And then what? Overcasting the payment side and undercasting the receipt side. So first of all, you should indicate what that general point that we were discussed in earlier question. Okay, then you have to specifically answer in the point of view what we are investigating with respect of a departmental store. Okay friends, so first of all, investigating accountant should verify the following. Which are the following? It means that if the investigating accountant is going to investigate with respect of cash embezzlement of a department store, he should consider all these points plus the general point. Okay. Duties of the suspected person who has made what such a cash embezzlement. It is simply stating that investigating accountant should understand the duties of a person connected with the suspected embezzlement or who is suspected to have committed fraud. Suppose he is the person who has been made what cash embezzlement or who has been committed fraud. That is, who has been suspected to commit fraud. So the investigating accountant should understand and examine his responsibility. That is, whether he is responsible to make receipt of cash, whether he is issuing receipt for the full amount, whether he is recording the entire amount in the books of accounts, whether he is withdrawing the whole amount which has been paid by the customers in the bank account. So what is his responsibility? First of all, the investigating accountant should determine this aspect, and thereafter responsibilities of the members and staff. That is, investigating accountant should examine responsibility of each member and as well as about each staff, because this is a question of cash embezzlement, right friends? And he can't rely 100% what that is, he should put what all the investigation procedure on each and every items, right? Then he should examine the internal control system. You should indicate what is the meaning of internal control system, right friends? Then the investigating accountant should highlight the strength and as well as weakness of what internal control system. Determine whether single person is responsible to exercise or to ensure internal control system in that organization. Whether he is providing appropriate direction and as well as making supervision and also monitoring of the execution of the internal control system. That is, in short, the investigating accountant should determine whether the internal control system is operating efficiently and effectively. Then, assumption. What is meant by this assumption? It is not that assumption, accounting assumption. That is, investigating account, main responsibility of investigating accountant in respect of this departmental store is to determine whether cash embezzlement is existing or not. So the cash embezzlement can be before recording it into the books of accounts or it can be after, right? Suppose investigating accountant can assume that such an embezzlement has occurred before entering into the books of accounts, or cash is diverted before entering to the books of accounts. So first of all, he should understand the different sources of income or cash. From which are the sources through which the entity is getting cash receipt? It can be what? Rental income, or it can be the income which has been received by the entity by providing or by making the sale of inventory, leased income, etc. Then examine the carbon copy. We know that for the in cash embezzlement, or in the I think that it has been fraud committed through supplier's ledger, we have covered a point that, suppose, 1 minute friends, I will show it. That is, concerned departmental store is making a purchase of 1 lakh and the same is, or a duplicate invoice is created. That is, actually it is not a sale. There has been showed what? Fictitious purchase for the purpose of misappropriating cash. So in this case, the investigating accountant should examine carbon copies which has been marked duplicate, and he have to ensure that what? Copies are copies of receipt issued earlier. That is, these are the copies of receipt issued earlier. Actually, what? Cash has been received or paid. Right, friends? It can be what? Yeah. So, he have to examine carbon copies which has been marked duplicate, and he should scrutinize these carbon copies for the purpose of ensuring whether they are representing, or whether they are the copies of receipt which has been already issued earlier. That is, to check whether it is fake or not, whether any fake purchase or fake sale has been recorded in the books of account, etc. Then recalling the paying slip. Why recalling of paying slip? Why? By recalling the paying slip from the bank, the details of cash deposit made on each day can be compared with the cash book. They can compare what? By making the by comparing the paying slip and cash book. They can compare what? Paying slip and cash book, and determine what? The total amount of deposit which has been made by the said concern. Right? So, comparison with paying slip and cash book. This facilitates to understand total amount which has been deposited. Then one more thing, reconciliation with passbook entries. That is, they should, for the purpose, mainly for the purpose of examining the withdrawal. All withdrawals from the bank should be examined properly by reference to the corresponding entries in the passbook. That is, suppose the investigating accountant have a doubt on with respect of withdrawings. So he have to make what? An analysis of the withdrawings along with reference to entries in the passbook. So he can understand the total amount withdrawn, whether it has been actually withdrawn or not. So these are the procedures that is to be undertaken by the investigator for the purpose of investigation into cash embezzlement of departmental store. First of all, you should indicate the general points that we were discussed earlier. Whether good debt is showing as bad debt, whether excess cash discount is shown in the books of account, whether cash sale is shown as credit sale, whether they are issuing receipt for the full amount and a part has been recorded in the books. Then what? Undercasting of receipt and overcasting of payment side, short debiting. These are example, right friends? Or fake credit in the customer's account with respect of the goods which has been returned by them. That is, they are returning the goods, and in the books of account it has been shown that the payment has been made, but actually the payment is not made. Then investigating accountant should verify the following aspects also. In additionally, which is specifically applicable to this departmental store, they can respect, or they can examine duties of the suspected person who have been committed fraud or made cash embezzlement. Responsibilities of members and staff. That is, investigating accountant should examine the responsibilities of each members and as well as staff. Internal control system. Whether internal control system functioning efficiently and effectively. Strength and weakness of the internal control system. Who is responsible to ensure this internal control system in the organization? Whether it is done by a single person, he is making appropriate direction and supervision on that internal control system. Then he can assume that the cash has been diverted before entering into the books of account. In that case, he have to examine or verify the different sources through which they are getting what? Cash. Examine the carbon copy which has been marked duplicate so as to determine whether it is in respect of the receipt which has been already issued. Then recalling the paying slip. By that they can understand the total amount of deposit which has been made by the said concern. Reconcile withdrawals along with the entries in the passbook. So this is the answer of question number 13. Moving towards question 14.